had to come in and bleach today. I currently live in the
on Magic 95.
Midwest. Well, not in the Midwest. I live in the Southwest, Great Plains, and it is Christmas Day. The time is 5:22 a.m. I went into work because I had to bleach the system, just like on Thanksgiving. Had to go with the bleach. Sorry, had to go and bleach the system. It is very foggy today, and I think the high is supposed to be. Let's see. Right now it's 58. I'll be hearing the high is supposed to be in the 80s today. Yeah. Right now it feels like 54 degrees. It's 55 and the high is of 80 degrees. 80 degrees. 80 freaking degrees. And it's Christmas today. Is that going to focus? Probably not. There we go. And it's Christmas. Now, living in Oklahoma is completely different from living in Texas. When I lived in Central Texas, the weather, it was always hot kind of for Christmas. It was, I remember, I vividly remember a Christmas where I am probably walking on the sidewalk with no shoes on, and I have a dress on. And it is hot and I was young because I do not walk barefooted now outside after taking biology and knowing what happens when you walk barefoot on ground that you don't know what animal could have peed on and pooped on. Jesus Christ, heck no. So, but walking around with flip-flops, walking around in sandals, walking around in shorts, shirts, very summery adjacent clothes in the wintertime is something that I was accustomed to when living in Texas. Now, it does get warm here, but never, I don't think, 80 degrees in the past 20 years I lived here. So, this is a first. I remember one Christmas we had a blizzard. My grandfather told me to go pick my cousin up, and I'm like, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock. He's like, go ahead and pick your sister up because we're supposed to get hit with a blizzard in an hour. And it was pretty outside. It wasn't like 80 degrees outside, but it was probably 65, 50 degrees. And he said, it's supposed to snow. We're supposed to get hit by a blizzard. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Went, still picked her up, came back home. I dropped her off around 2, and the whole time we're doing Christmas activities. We know it's snowing, but I'm not paying attention to how much snow. By the time I went to drop her off in the afternoon, it had to be 3. It had completely iced the hell up. It snowed. We probably had a half an inch of ice everywhere because that's what we do here, and usually in Oklahoma we get a lot of freaking ice. So it was polar opposite of what we entered the day with. So, but today it is supposed to stay really nice. By, I think they said Saturday, we are supposed to be 83 degrees. 83 degrees on December 27th. What? That's spring weather. So I don't know what's going to happen. People say, oh, it's global warming. What do you think it is? Do you think it's global warming? Are you like these crazy people out there that think that the government has a weather machine and they're controlling the weather? Because I remember one time people were out here saying the Democrats were controlling the weather, which is, what? That makes no sense. I mean, if anything, not to get political, but if anything right now, the Republicans are controlling the weather because they're in control of funding for NOAA, and we need NOAA to know what's going on. We need as much satellites telling us what the weather and people reading it as possible, especially during the winter. I mean, I think all the time we need to have an eye on the weather, but the United States is such a big landmass, not as big compared to Africa, but we're such a big landmass, North America, that we definitely need a weather thing attuned to us at all times, because I think right now in Florida it's flooding because, well, they're expected to get like 8 inches of rain on Christmas, or they already got 8 inches of rain, and a lot of them have those have had wildfires, so they have that fire scarring, which is going to cause mudslides because the trees that were there are no longer have strong roots because they're probably it's like, woo, like, even if it's not global warming, natural disasters have turned to up, like, just cranked it to whatever, and it's going to possibly get worse. I hope not. I hope, like, the children of the future will make a way, and I'm praying for the children of the future, something, and make a way, because we need some children of the future, because honestly, we have screwed our own environment up. I'm a generation Zer, so did I say? Yeah, is it Generation X? My bad. I'm Generation X, and we were still using fucking aerosol cans for everything. We didn't know till like the 90s that aerosol cans were bad for you, and by then it was like ingrained in you to have like aerosol deodorant. I remember, I think my mom used to use aerosol deodorant at one time, and it was either aerosol or roll-on, because I don't think stick was a thing. Probably let me know if I'm wrong, but so it was either aerosol or like roll-on, and I don't know when the stick became popular. Like, I became a teenager in 1992, so we're not sure. So anyway, no one wanted roll-on because roll-on wasn't as powerful. Roll-on, like, roll-on was just like rolling on perfume, unlike the stick deodorant now. I mean, and the stick deodorant now is still going through changes because it has aluminum in it, and that's not good for your body. But the stick was a whole lot better. And I remember having Teen Spirit. If y'all remember, say something in the comments below if you're a girl. And it was so strong smelling. Like, when you're a teenager, I didn't know now that I didn't know now then, but now I know that your body is just completely funky. It is just sending out all kind of funk signals. And it was like the hotter you are, the more it smells. So, but it was something like floral, whatever, and it smelled like flowers, but it smelled like steak thin flowers. I remember lifting my arm up and smelling onion thin flour, like onion flour soup coming up from my pits, and I was like, ooh. But then it was like, bam, flowers. So I'm like, oh my God, when people stand next to me, and when I stand next to people, because you can tell who was using Teen Spirit. It was just like, it was whatever. But I didn't mean to get on that tangent. I don't know how. This is how my brain works. You see how I went from one subject to weather, to heat, to funk, to deodorant. To me, that was all a straight line. And unfortunately to you, that was probably a roller coaster. But anyway, getting back to the point of where I know I began about the weather, it's foggy. So even though it's not a white Christmas, it is foggy outside. We do have a little bit of resemblance of a white Christmas, and I'm kind of hoping that if the sun doesn't come out and it's just gloomy like this all day, so when I listen to Christmas music, I don't feel as bad that it's not snowing. But I do have to remember that I do live in Oklahoma, which we're not in the Panhandle, so I don't know why I expect it to snow a lot. But we are in the we are like really like 45 minutes away from Texas. So pretty much a lot of weather that they get, and we're like the beginning of the plains. Which way should I go? Let's go this way. Alright, so we don't get bad, but our weather doesn't get bad till February, January. And that's really winter. This year we were lucky. We got with snow real quick. We got that freaking I like to call it Colorado snow where it's light, it's fluffy, it's something that you would see on the freaking Alps, or not the Alps, I guess the Rockies. One time we went to Colorado, and the last night we were there, before having to come back here, they said it was going to be a snowstorm. And this is like March or April. So me and my daughter were like, oh crap. So then it was still crazy with the TSA. You still had to go so many hours before check-in. So I'm thinking, man, now we got to be there 4 hours ahead of time, because we were an hour away from the airport. And if it's going to be snowing in a place that I've never been, and a rental car that I don't want to pay for if it spins out, I'm going to have to drive like uber slow. So we get up at 4. We got to catch the plane at 8. And I walk out to the car, and I'm like, oh my God. And when I tell you, we got in, they got something like at least a foot of snow. I mean, it was stacked on the car. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so horrible. Thawing this thing. I don't have a scraper. I'm just going to have to like sit in the car, turn the heat on, pray to God that there's no ice, because like I said, I'm used to ice. I'm used to the land of snow and ice. So I'm like, oh my gosh, get into the car. And I'm like, let me try the windshield wipers just in case. And no, I don't even get into the car. My bad. I go to wipe the car window down with my sleeve, and it just falls off. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? It is just so fluffy. Then I get into the car, and then that's when I turn the windshield wipers on, and it's just falling off the car. And I'm like, this is what snow really is. Like I've never went somewhere where snow was just like fluff. One time here, like that's like the first time I ever experienced snow showers, and what is it? Snowstorm thunder. So one year here, it was like not long ago after I moved here, we had like the most tumultuous winters ever. So I am going to work, and at this time I'm working across town, at least 30 minutes from where I live. And it would be a 30-minute drive in to work, or maybe 20, 25, depending on if you got the lights or not. So I'm driving in, and it is literally snow showers. You know, like rain showers, but it is snow coming from the skies. And and it's coming down so hard that you have to stay in the track that you're driving in, because if you try to go, all the cars had created a group, and if you had to turn, you better took that turn to get you in a turn signal, because if not, you was going to get stuck, and then you got everybody stuck. And once you got everyone stuck, everyone's going to get stuck, because like I said, it was snowing so profusely. So we freaking so I get halfway to work, and it's taken me 30 minutes to get to the halfway point. Call my manager, and I ask her, do I have to come in? And it's in the afternoon. I forgot what time or why was I coming in the afternoon. I think it was because we were going to be closed for Christmas or something like that, and everybody was going to be we were trying to get everyone treated on the same day. So she asked me where I was, and to this day I wish I would have lied, because I was being so honest and so stupid. And I was like, oh, I'm at the halfway point. And she said, well, since you're already halfway here, you might as well keep on coming in. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And to be all honest, it took me probably 15 minutes, because once you got on the highways were clear and it opened up. It was just like in town, the shower, it was coming down hard the whole way, but at least they salted the highway. They had like time to get through on the highway, because it was just so congested in town. And it wasn't bad once I got out of the urban area, or not urban, got out of the, like I said, got on the highway, it opened up, and I was able to get to work in like 10 minutes once I got to the highway. So, oh crap, my brain went on a tangent and I forgot where I was talking about. Snow showers. Oh, okay. And my second one was on the same day. It was, like, so when it rains, it thunders, right? And when it's snow is nothing but rain. And I wonder, okay, because after this thought, I also have another thought, like, but anyway, let me get through this thought, or saying, when it snows, it can thunder. And I may be saying things that people that live in states where it snows a lot knows. So, but don't be coming after me and be like, oh, you didn't know that it thundered. No, I did not know. When it snowed, it went do-do-do-do, and you're trying to figure out what the hell that is, and they're like, oh, it's snow thunder. So, if it snows and thunders, where's the lightning? I mean, sometimes I guess you would have to see it, but it's already freaking blinding white. Like, the clouds are different when it snows. It's not like rain, because rain's darker, but when it's like the clouds, sometimes it seems like it's like someone took a paper, like a real thick paper, and put it over one of those bright white LED lights, because it's just filtered light. So I guess it's so bright you can't even really tell that it is lightning, because lightning and the thunder, don't. We all know lightning comes with thunder. That's the noise. So now, continually that thought, what if, you know how they had Sharknado? What if there was like a sci-fi movie called Snow Lightning? Like, I think that shit would be so funny, like, with the best B actors out there, and they're like caught in some kind of whatever, and there's a Snownado, and they have snow thunder, and they're like someone, or okay, how about this? What if there is a and I thought of it first, it's in a video, so if anybody tries to whatever, it was on December 25th that I blessed you with this idea called dun 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 Snow Lightning. It was December 2025, the year 2025, where a young heroiness was standing outside and she saw dun 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 snow lightning, followed by a snownado. And what it is that the snow lightning is killing people. And it's killing people that were mean on Christmas. Besides, it's like Santa's giving out justice. Santa got tired of handing out coal, so now Santa is striking people with snow lightning. And that snow thunder is him clapping back. What about that? If you have any better ideas or any other ideas, put them in a comment below. I'm home now. I'm about to go in. It is 5:40 a.m. I am going to start my ham. I wish all of y'all happy holidays. If you know someone who's alone, call them up. This is a very vulnerable time for people. Before I get off, I'm going to just share one more thing. I was watching the Muppet movie, not like the Muppet Scrooge movie, but the Muppet movie where he kind of mimics It's a Wonderful Life. And I think that movie, even though it is a Muppet movie, I think it's kind of more relevant than the movie A Wonderful Life, because A Wonderful Life is not really to me a Christmas song or story, but Muppet, I grew up in that Generation X where Jim Henson, the Muppets, crossover. Heck, the Scrubs was on the Muppets. So Muppets isn't that far. Oh my Scrubs, it has been a while. Anyways, so but right now people are very vulnerable, and they had a song in there that everybody, nobody's a nobody, everybody's a somebody, and kind of saying, suicide or deleting yourself from the senses is not the final answer. It is not the way to go. If anything, try talk to somebody, call someone today that you haven't called in years. Someone that the last time you maybe talked to them, they were kind of going through a rough patch. Or if not, call someone who you probably seen on Facebook that you haven't seen in a while. Or message someone. And you don't even have to call them. A lot of millennials and people and Gen Gen Zers have phone anxiety. I guess I get it because you live in a technology age where you can just text people. So text someone, but sometimes calling is so much better than a text. But if you have that text anxiety, it's better than nothing. Reach out, send a message, say hey. I mean, just today's a day of remembrance. I understand that a lot of people that this is a religious holiday, but regardless, it takes a real backseat. Even if you are religious, it's more of a family gathering day of loved ones, of the family that you created and of the family that you're part of. And I hope everybody reaches out to someone who used to be part of your tribe, or someone that is part of your tribe that you hardly talk to, or someone you just met. You never know. This is supposed to the people say it's cuffing season. Cuff the hell up. Have a great day. Love you. Hug someone you haven't hugged before. Pick up some water and stay safe.
Susie Jan Crawford finds necessity is truly the mother of invention.
That is crazy.
Look at the snow stuck up on the bottom of it.
It's hard to beat the library.
Right?
Especially when you have to keep your eye on your
That
little one.
I've never seen.